Hey everyone, welcome back to Go Kick Me, your favorite crowdfunding news and reviews channel here on YouTube. So today we have an in-demand Indiegogo project called Unobrush Toothbrushing Reimagined. The world's smartest toothbrush that delivers a refreshing clean in just 6 seconds. Okay, so this thing really killed it. It is now in demand, but previously in November, I guess, October, November, they raised 1.4 million in funding. Which is, I'm sure, 7,224% of their goal. So yeah, that's quite a lot of money for a toothbrush. And what is it? Well, it's not a toothbrush. Basically it's an ultrasonic cleaner for your teeth. Let's watch the video briefly. Okay.
Introducing the new way of brushing your teeth, something that hasn't changed in 500 years. With micro-cleaning friction power and 360-degree wrap sonic technology, the new UniBrush is 2 times more effective than regular toothbrushes and cleans 99.9% of your teeth surface.
So here's, the intro. It's got all the stats, but it doesn't actually answer right away exactly what you're getting.
Plus, it brushes all of your teeth at once in only 6 seconds. It's easy to store, clean, and charge with the minimalist Danish-designed
6 seconds, yes.
UV light docking station that eliminates significant cleanliness flaws with today's toothbrushes. The UniBrush has earned numerous awards worldwide, including the most innovative product by...
Okay, yada, yada, yada. So basically, they don't really explain it, but what you're doing is you're sticking a big piece of foam in your mouth that's connected to an ultrasonic. This is what I've gathered from my research here. Connected to like an ultrasonic, whatever, transducer. You push a button, it goes for 6 seconds. And since you're biting down on the foam, it's some probably high density foam, something like that. And it's able to sort of get on the front and back of your teeth and help transmit that ultrasonic energy because there's water in it, in the foam, throughout your teeth, throughout your sort of mouth, specifically the front and back of your teeth.
That deliver a refreshing clean to your mouth, teeth, and gums, unlike anything you've ever experienced.
And then the other thing is that it has that little base station thing. If I can get it to go back. And this thing has a UV light in it, which is supposed to then disinfect the whole thing, I guess, is what they're saying.
It's easy to store, clean, and charge with the minimalist Danish-designed UV light docking station that eliminates significant cleanliness flaws with today's toothbrushes.
Except it looked like the foam wasn't in there when they put that thing in. Yada, 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 UniBrush. Here's the two guys.
We want to make good old hygiene easy and accessible for everyone, and we want you to help us. This is UniBrush,
a solution that cleans all the teeth simultaneously.
Look, you can do your hair while you're brushing your
360-degree
teeth.
wrapping unifoam, a patent-pending oral care technology that forms to every tooth and is proven to be more effective at cleaning teeth while protecting gum health. This means you don't have to brush for 120 seconds, but instead, just 6. To clean the teeth, UniBrush uses Unifoam, our patent-pending medical-grade sponge-like material developed through extensive R&D. Unifoam is embedded with micro-ridges coated in a crisscross pattern to create micro-cleaning friction. This way, bacteria and plaque are removed, leaving you with a clean mouth and fresh feeling. You'll store UniBrush in the docking station that is designed in Denmark. It works as a charging station, but also sterilizes the UniBrush using UV light. For the design, we were inspired by famous Danish architects and NASA-shaped...
Yeah, so anyway, I'll skip ahead on this one. Yeah, it looks a little weird sticking that thing in your mouth and all that.
And fluid wave technology that work together to flow toothpaste between
so
each
there's
and
your
every
ultrasonic
tooth and
vibrations.
Getting into places a manual toothbrush can't reach.
Thank you.
So, okay, first of all, the question of, like, does biting down on a piece of foam clean your teeth as well as a toothbrush? I can imagine, okay, the foam thing in the ultrasonic would actually reach everywhere except down in between your teeth, where like the bristles could still reach. So the question is, are you supposed to still, I guess you have to floss to get the junk out of your teeth first hopefully before you use this thing? Because that's one where like the bristles of a brush would have, this thing would work on plaque, I suppose, but what about if there's like a big chunk of corn or something in between your teeth? That's not going to get it out, is it, necessarily? Is it just the vibration going to like have it whisked away? No. So there's some mechanical cleaning, I think, with which I would like to see that this thing can't do. So maybe you use a brush real fast and then you do this to get it extra clean, or you gotta floss first and hope you got all the food out, or what, right? So that's my first concern. Second of all is, does this thing actually work? How does it work? How well does it work? And so they actually have some photos here, right? Here's the, well, if it ever loads. It's a little bit hard to take a good photo of a big white piece of foam, I suppose, especially considering they're doing this in a nice Danish minimalist bathroom. One of the things that they don't go into much detail is about this base station. This looks like it was 3D printed very poorly, actually. Does the foam have to come off? Where does the foam go? Are you disinfecting the foam? You're just disinfecting the transducer thing. Yeah. So anyway, this stuff is all meaningless. Just forget it. They're all just reposting press releases. She definitely had her teeth like whitened by not this thing. So yeah, docking station supposedly recharges that thing. There's your base module. So the question is, how often do you have to take this thing off? If the base station needs you to take it off, then you have to do this every time. And then where do you put this? Are you disinfecting this, or are you just disinfecting this? Maybe I'm missing it somewhere. Maybe I'll see it as we go. So their early bird price was $92. I'm guessing that's long gone, right? And here's the foam. One of the things that, so the other thing that they don't really talk about in that video is you're still actually using toothpaste on here. They mention it later on. But you still have to put toothpaste on this thing. And this thing, this foam, they actually say that you have to replace it once a month, right? And so at that point, yeah, like well, maybe I should get rid of my toothbrush more often, but I keep my toothbrush for like months on end, like 6 months or even longer sometimes, who knows. And it still works pretty well. What happens to this foam after 2-3 months, right? If I didn't change it, how much does it cost for the foam? Well, they actually offer a subscription service, or they will offer a subscription service, so that you can get your new foam in the mail on some regular basis. I'd rather just get it with like 2 years worth of foam rather than having to ship. They say it's going to cost like $3 for the foam, replacement foam. That's actually still kind of expensive, right? Here it is. So one other thing is, and this is where we start getting to the, does this thing actually work? So my first thing that I wanted to do is to check their team. Okay, are there any actual, here's the thing where it mentions $3 each. Do they actually have any dentists on their, way down here? Okay, these guys aren't dentists. They're not dental experts. This guy does iOS apps. This guy has online retailing. He's the inventor, supposedly, too. So maybe they're inventors or product designers, but they're not dental experts. This guy's a mechanical engineer. And so that's good. I like that, because so am I. But then again, I never heard of UFV, the most prestigious university in Brazil. I'm sure they're very good, though. And then they have some advisors, including one who is a DDS in, that's probably the Kansas City guy that they mentioned, who's won awards, apparently. Great. So they do mention up there, this is all useless stuff, right? They do mention that there was some sort of efficacy test. And so, of course, I had to check that. Where is it? Here it is. We often get questions of cleaning power uniform when compared to traditional bristles. In both medical studies published in the British Medical Journal by Marino, blah, 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 Cardiff School, and our tests, unifoam is as effective or more effective than traditional toothbrush, but that's only when a brush is properly used. Okay, so why isn't there a link? Why isn't there an excerpt? Why isn't there anything here about that? Well, because they want you to search, because it's not actually quite that impressive. So this is what I get when I search for the names of those guys. Marino, Hagens, and Haywood, and blah, 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 right? Is that the same one? Marino, Hagen, Haywood, Cardiff, School of yada, yada, yada. Okay, so this is actually not exactly what they're talking about. It's not a test of that particular thing. This is a test of using basically comparing toothbrushing with a small-headed toothbrush or a foam-headed swab in mechanically ventilated patients. So this is basically looking at people on ventilators and trying to see if you can kill the germs in their mouth, or at least reduce the number of germs in their mouth that are on the plaque in their teeth by brushing the teeth with a toothbrush versus this foam-headed swab. So in other words, does the swab work as well as a toothbrush or better? So they did a test with 20-something people, and basically they got that the foam swabs and this is the toothbrush. So toothbrush was like 1.26 better, and the foam swab was 1.28 better. In other words, there was a significant reduction in gingival index over the time of toothbrushing, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so in this case, foam swabs and toothbrushes were same as, which was which? Plaque index, the foam swab was slightly better. Gingival index, the toothbrush was slightly better, I guess, right? So in other words, difference between the cleaning methods was not statistically significant. I should never film these things at 2 in the morning, because I'm always like falling asleep. But anyway, so yeah, in other words, they both work pretty much the same. Conclusion, which improved after brushing with a foam and swab. Both interventions were equally effective at removing plaque and reducing gingival inflammation. Okay, so in other words, this one, it does match what they say, that they're as effective or more effective than a traditional toothbrush. But this was not a test of the unifoam. This was a test of a foam swab, right? Okay, so keep in mind the unifoam is the name of the... Oh no, the UniBrush is... Okay, fuck this. This is not a test of the UniBrush. This is a test of the Unifoam. And I assume that they were using the same kind of foam, but even then, who knows? They're using foam. So foam versus the UniBrush, that's a leap that has not yet been proven. So basically, you're going to take it on their faith that this is, an effective way of really keeping your teeth brushed. I would like to see like another published test specifically of this thing, with the whole, double-blind test and the whatever, longitudinal studies and all that kind of stuff. Get me 10 people. No, get me 100 people, have them use this thing. Get another 100 people, have them not use this thing, use a regular toothbrush. Get another 100 people, have them do nothing. Have another 100 people, have them use this thing, but don't turn it on. Yeah, et cetera, and then figure out exactly what's going on. I could watch this thing all day. So, yeah, there's that. There's this thing. They don't really explain exactly how it fits in there. Looks like you just drop it in and it automatically charges it. Is it induction charging? Is it what? And then there's this subscription service. Ooh, I don't like that. I really don't like those. I guess the charger thing is here. Was there a charging port on that backside? They don't show it. Why do I have to take this? What happens to the foam? Am I disinfecting the foam or not? Yeah, we go through the history of toothbrushes. I hate to break it to you. Electric toothbrushes existed way before 2007, buddy. And so anyway, this is all just a prelude to what do I think about this. Actually, what I think is, look at that. That's what I think about this. Oops, they pushed the date back. Let's look at the previous Indiegogo. let's look at this one, and the previous Kickstarter. I want a refund. I'm seeing all this. Ooh, this is not good. How about the new shipping date? So they've been moving the date back. Unobrush. Yeah, so every dollar is saying we are not a fraudulent company. So in other words, they've been sending out something. Is that they switched to biodegradable sponges or something like that, which people are pissed off about because it's going to delay them, so they're maybe using an excuse to delay it. Yeah, but these are just not good. I didn't back this project because I want biodegradable. I want the original promised product, and I want it on time. Please immediately discontinue development on a biodegradable version. So yeah. Refund or nothing, complete scam. So this is not looking good. Shitty Kickstarters. Uh-oh. People are complaining on Reddit. That's serious. Okay, so anyway, I should have just gone to this in the first place. It seems like an interesting idea, although I had to say I had flashes of sonic soak when I started seeing this. The power of ultrasonic cleaning, right? So I'm not convinced that it's actually effective. It seems like it's great that they're, revisiting the toothbrush. Perhaps this actually could work. But then again, you could say, wow, funded in 4 hours, where their goal was way too low, I think. But then again, is this actually effective? What's the long-term damage? Is it going to destroy the enamel on my teeth with ultrasonic waves? I don't think that's been proven yet. Is it abrasive? They say it works with any toothpaste, but who knows? Because it hasn't been tested or hasn't been shown. And then, why do I have to take my sponge off? Do I disinfect my sponge or not? That would be the single most important thing to disinfect here, right? Not this part. But anyway, so yeah, I'm not super excited by all of those. And then when I see this, I see that the people that's supporting it are just not happy at all. Yeah. So anyway, that's it for today. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter at GoKickMe. Wow, I went 18 minutes long. Also, gokickmedia.com. See you guys next time. Bye.